Drawn to Death, a free-to-play you have to pay for. From the mind behind Twisted Metal and God of War's Drawn to Death, a third-person competitive shooter that takes place inside of a notebook, and sadly not the Notebook with Ryan Gosling. This game was initially planned to be a free-to-play. Plans have changed, and honestly it feels like all that was changed was throwing a price tag on it, because the game is still filled with microtransactions and grind. The humor here is brilliant and never gets old, from the taunts to the announcer doing the commentary during the matches. There's 6 characters to choose from, but the loadouts and weapon choices stay the same. The only thing that changes are the special moves you can do with these characters. You can anchor an opponent down, for example, or you can make their ears bleed if you keep them in your dome long enough. And each character has 2 special moves as well as 2 guns to take into each battle. These guns are all fairly unique, and all have their advantages and disadvantages in each of the maps, so it's worth changing your loadout and playing around with different items. Made easier by the fact you can choose the weapons to have in-map for you to pick up, as well as change your loadout a little before you drop back in. There are currently 7 maps total here, and unfortunately all these maps to me felt nothing more than alright. There was no standout, no favorites for me. The weakest part of the entire game. The actual gameplay itself is a blast. There are 7 match types, but at its core there's basically 2. Deathmatch and Organ Donor. Organ Donor is a kill, collect hearts, and bank match. Fairly unique, but rare to find yourself in this match type. And then there's Deathmatch. It has a 1v1 brawl mode, but you'll mostly be playing a triple threat, every person for themselves, or 2v2 trying to get to either 10 or 20 points. The biggest disappointment though is that the teams are so small. Matches never really feel hectic because of that. You for the most part know where the other 2 players are at all times. So it in turn turns into just a game of who can get the luckiest in the tight spot. You don't have to worry about another player being around the corner. You really have to be cautious. Not that this is a bad thing, it brings a feel back of spending the night at your friend's house in the 90s and playing 4-player split screen, but on its own it's just not enough, especially considering how grindy unlocks are. There are 2 different unlock systems in this game, one for weapon and one for taunts and skins. To unlock weapons you have to fill a key by leveling up characters and doing in-match tasks. Essentially you'll get a new weapon every hour or so depending on if you actively go after them or not. And as for the loot boxes with the taunts and the skins, you have to get 150 kills for a free box. That's 15 wins assuming you get all the kills for your team. You're looking at about 3 hours per box if you're a 360 no-scope pro, and ain't nobody got time for that. And the developers know this, so they toss in those wonderful free-to-play microtransactions so you can look a little different until you get bored of these maps and 2v2 action. Drawn to Death is fun, you'll lose hours to trying out new characters and weapons, but the grind is too grindy. Rewards are spread way too thin to keep players hooked in favor of making a quick buck, and that's a shame. I give Drawn to Death a 7.5 out of 10. If you played Drawn to Death, tell me what you thought about it down in the comment section below. If you haven't played it, tell me if you plan on picking it up. Thumbs up. If you like the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel. And thanks for watching.
Match complete.
If you like this video, please consider supporting me on Patreon so that I can continue to bring you reviews for all the newest games at patreon.com/superkengaming. You'll get access to early audio and video versions of reviews, exclusive Let's Play videos, and you'll even get to choose the game I play next. Thanks for watching, and of course, stay beautiful.